America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, guilty, guilty, guilty. These three pieces of shit were found guilty on hate crime charges. And I am so glad, especially with all of that stuff that came out of them texting and saying on social media. Boy, they just got carried away. But see, this is what happens when you are allowed to live a life without consequences. You're just going to keep going and going until you just go completely overboard like these three. So, verdict for Ahmaud Arbery killers guilty of federal hate crimes. Good. The three men convicted of murder in Ahmaud Arbery's fatal shooting were found guilty of federal hate crimes and other lesser charges Tuesday for violating Mr. Arbery's right and targeting him because he was black. In addition to federal hate crimes, the jury also found father and son, Greg and Travis McMichael, and neighbor William Roddy Bryan guilty of attempted kidnapping, while the McMichaels were also found guilty of the use of a firearm in the commission of a crime. During the trial, prosecutors showed roughly 2 dozen text messages and social media posts in which Travis McMichael and Mr. Bryan used racist slurs and made derogatory comments about Black people. The FBI wasn't able to access Greg McMichael's phone because it was encrypted. The McMichaels grabbed guns and jumped into a pickup truck to pursue Aubrey after seeing him running in their neighborhood outside of Georgia port city of Brunswick, February 2020. Brian joined the pursuit in his own pickup and recorded, with his cell phone, Travis McMichael fatally shooting Mr. Aubrey. The killer the killing became part of a larger national reckoning on racial injustice after the graphic video leaked on the internet 2 months later. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I knew once that police officer testified, it was over. It was pretty much over for them because he told them 12 days before the shooting that there was no evidence. Even when they looked at the security video, it did not show Ahmaud Arbery stealing anything. And then they go out there 12 days later and gun him down and talk about, oh, they thought he was robbing the place. They knew he wasn't robbing the place because the cop told them 12 days before the shooting. So they just wanted to be out there killing a Black man. At the end of the day, that's what it was all about. All right. Defense attorneys contended the three didn't chase and kill Mr. Arbery because of his race, but acted on earnest through erroneous suspicion that Mr. Arbery had committed crimes in their neighborhood, which the cop already said he did not commit any crime in that neighborhood. There were no burglaries for a whole year. Again, they just wanted to kill a Black man. The panel of 8 white people, 3 Black people, and 1 Hispanic person received the case Monday following a week-long trial in U.S. District Court in Brunswick. The jurors adjourned for the night after about 3 hours of deliberations and resumed deliberations at 9 a.m. Tuesday. That's today. The trial closed Monday with prosecutors saying the 25-year-old Mr. Arbery Slaying on a residential street was motivated by pent up racial anger, revealed by the defendant's electronic messages as well as by witnesses who testified to hearing them make racist tirades and insults. All three defendants told you loud and clear in their own words how they felt about African Americans. The prosecutor, Tara Lyons, told the jury Monday. Defense attorneys insisted that past racist statements by their clients offered no proof they violated Mr. Arbery's civil rights. Nah, it offered plenty of proof. I don't know where you came up with that argument. And targeting him because he is black, they urged the jury to aside their emotions. Well, maybe if the McMichaels and Brian would have set aside their emotions that day, they wouldn't be sitting in jail. It's natural for you to want to, give retribution or revenge. So, this is the lawyer that was representing Brian. He said, but we have to alleviate ourselves, even if it's the tough thing. The slaying of Mr. Arbery was captured in a graphic cell phone video that sparked widespread outrage. Father and son, Greg and Travis McMichael, armed themselves after spotting Mr. Arbery running past their home and chased him in a pickup truck. Mr. Bryan joined his neighbors in his own pickup truck and recorded the video of Travis firing at a point blank range. Police found Mr. Arbery had no weapon and no stolen items. Prosecutors said he was merely out jogging, and his mother said that was something he loved to do. The McMichaels and Bryan, convicted of murder last fall in Georgia state court, pleaded not guilty to the federal charges. Well, the jury wasn't buying it or having it. So these three are guilty. I am glad, so they have to show up again in court for their sentencing. So I think it's safe to say these three are not getting out. We already know Greg and Travis are not. Roddy is going to get more time tacked on to the murder conviction. Now, he will be eligible for parole, but he's going to have to sit in there longer with the federal hate crime. They need to give them the maximum. Seriously. They don't need a light sentence. Like I said, it is to me clear they premeditated this whole thing. They really did. Now, that police officer told Travis, he said they had a face to face conversation, and he told Travis there was no stealing from that home. And even if it was, you got to die for that? I mean, these folks believe black people should die for stealing. And so if you go in a supermarket and you steal, that's a death sentence. You should die for that. And to me, for you to feel that way, it it goes to show you how deep their hatred is for black people. you know and we already know how deep that hatred is anyway. That's why you got a jail with the majority of black men in there for non-violent crimes, and they get these astronomical sentences. It shows all over the place. You have to really hate somebody to put a person in jail for committing a crime that threatened nobody's life. Okay, and you're going to sit them in there for astronomical periods of time, and that's what the majority in them are. No, that is pure hate. That's all it is. But these three, they got exactly what they deserve. I hope they rot I hope you all get put in a cell with a bunch of black inmates and you never get out of state prison. They don't deserve no federal prison. Keep them right there in state prison. I bet you won't be talking all that N-word stuff every day to them black inmates. I bet you will never do that. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.